Hello and thank you for joining me on tutorial 6 and the final tutorial for the She-Devil or Don't Play with Fire. And I want to give a shout out to Karen. Thank you again. Another huge shout out to Carrie Allen of photographyschoolhouse.com. If you don't know about the schoolhouse, I'll be putting a link in on my website for that. Also, Karina, I'm going to give you a big shout out, but I've got to get the details right before I do that. I'll also put that on my website. If you go on my Facebook page and look at my groups, Photogs Unleashed, great group, and that's with Karina Chantel, and I just really appreciate all the tutelage I'm getting from Carrie and from Karina. Okay, let's get this wrapped up. We'll duplicate this layer again, and like I said, this is like going from the Queen Mary to a rowboat, trying to work in this little teeny tiny screen. Control J. Okay, now I'm going to show you a couple of cool tricks here. I broke out my layers palette because I was having such trouble showing the layers. What we're going to do, and I'll bring this up, we're going to go to our FX, we'll go to blending options, bring this into the rowboat, and just we're going to back the okay, you can't see it because again we're in the rowboat, and oh, alright, again it's done. Let's go to our V tool, move it out, and change this around. Here's what we'll do is, here's how you do this. You right click with your mouse on the layer, and let's make sure it's the right one. Yep. Right click with your mouse, copy layer style, go down to the next one, paste layer style, and you've done the duty. And then I'm just going to use Control J real quick and make two more. Control J, and make these different sizes. So Control T on one of them, enter, and I'll bring that down to this, and bring that there, bring that here, and that happens when you're getting tired. You just start making stupid mistakes at cost. Okay, so it's not the exact same image that we had, but it is. It's a good tutorial, and this is teaching you guys so much. Control Shift E, Control Shift E, Control Shift E. Now that this is a single layer, Control S, make a copy of it so we don't goof. Control J in case we screw this up, bring that below. Come in here, Control T. We're going to bring it over. We're going to rotate it a little bit. And we can make it bigger. And that looks really good. Enter. And we've made some changes. Control S. Now, just so you know, this was the original. And then I performed a quick transform and I changed it to that. Pretty cool. Okay. So we've saved. Control S just to make sure we've saved again. Now we're going to add a new layer, and of course we want it to be on top. We're going to choose our brush tool. We have our pencil selected, so we hold down the Shift and tap B until the brush comes up. Go into our brush picker, pick the lightning tool. There it is. And oh, I guess I have to make the fire too. I did that. We lost the video. So we're using our spacing tool here, so we just have one lightning strike, and we bring it into where we want. We have to change our size. We've got blue selected on this. Now we need bigger, and that's way too big, but that's kind of cool. Now it's too big though, so Control Alt Z. Bring this down to something more manageable, and I don't like that. Change the tilt to my brush. Change the angle of it so it looks like it's coming off, branching off. Change our color. Something really gross, evil. Okay, now we make another bigger one. And even bigger. Change our color to white. Okay. So now we're going to clean all that up with a layer mask. And here we are at layers. Let's make a new layer. And let me show you another way you could do this. If I come in here and I hit this, let's say I wanted the brush to come over here. Well, Control T is your free transform tool, and it is a very useful tool. You can position that overhead using the free transform, edit, or transform. You have all these choices: warp, and we can pick these buttons. Curve from around, and I want this to come down off the side of her head, and then bring that warp around, inner. Okay, pretty cool. Add a new layer, bring this wide up, go Control T, it's way too long, shorten it up. Okay, turn it a little bit so it comes, move it over so it's here, hit your warp. I have mine on my quick select on my stylus. I'm just going to bring that over, enter, very cool. Put a new layer. Okay, you guys, I've got to get the layer into the rowboat. Let's pick another color. This time we'll go with pink. Zap that in there, Control T. This takes a little more time, but I think it's such a beautiful effect that it's worth it to me. Enter. Okay, let's see. We can add another color or two just to give it some life. And whatever we use, let's get an orange. Put a new layer on there. And Control T, rotate that bad boy over here, bring it to there is fine, enter. Okay, so now we've got all these brushes, and before we lose anything, Control S, and then I'm just going to merge these layers down with the Control and E. So now I bring them all together. I just put one layer mask on there, grab my brush, get a new soft brush, and then we are here in the mask. We've got black, our right bracket button, and we're in business. Okay, then we want to blur that with the Gaussian blur, and bring that down to about there. It looks good. Okay. Pardon me, Control S, add a new layer, grab our fire brush. This is such a cool brush. It took me a long time to develop it, but it is a beautiful brush. And we're going to use a couple of colors here. Get something on the opposite end of the spectrum. A little hot pink will work for me. Too hot pink though. Control Alt Z. I'm going to just get it so it looks like. Bring in our brush tool, and the reason I want my brush tool is I want to space this, I want to turn this, I want to compress the brush so I have this really neat thing. Get some blue in here. use your Control-Alt-Z key. Let's get something more fire-ish. That'll work. So there it is. We Control-S, and we'll put this on pause. Okay, so that is how we're going to do the fire. It doesn't look the same. I know it doesn't. I've been doing 6 videos today. I've done the minimum edit on each video is at least 3. Some of them have been 10. So do the math. I've been doing this for over 8 hours. So I don't mean to whine or power snivel, but that is about as good as that's going to get. Let's work on this a little bit.